Hey, hey, okay, hey.
Uh, hey, what up, y'all? Welcome back to the Scottie Show tonight. I have a very important guest. One of my most anticipated. I've been waiting. Like, I'm happy. Like this happened organically. Like the homie Astral Trap, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling super. I'm feeling super and super fucking tired too. But we're up in this bitch. We're on the
I
same wave
swear
right
to
now.
God. I swear to God, man. For the people that don't know who Astral Trap is, which you crazy if you don't know who the homie is, man. Who's Astral Trap? Without
Man,
going into too much
honestly,
detail.
yeah, no, I got you. A motherfucking pioneer, OG underground nigga, someone who's really out here and got a large body of musical work that's been in the game for like 14 plus years doing this shit. So, I'm all over the internet. If you don't fucking know me, then that's on you.
Hell yeah.
Real shit. That's what it is.
Hell yeah, like and the pioneer shit, like heavy on the pioneer, man. Like it's crazy, like how long you've been doing this shit and like how consistent you've been, like with the culture. Like, bro, like there's not a lot of people that have survived the many waves of like
Yeah.
this mute. Like, there's people that are not here. Like
There's been a lot of people.
either they have died or like they just
hmm
stopped making music.
hmm
Like, and
hmm
it's so crazy. Like, do you ever think about that shit?
Oh yeah,
Like,
I literally before we was even talking, I was just like thinking about damn, like hella people passed away, and then also there's just a lot of people who like were Facebook community people. They
mm-hmm,
they were all about music. They was all trying to buy features. They was all trying to do this stuff
mm-hmm.
with everybody, and just 4 years passed, and like all those people are just not
They're
doing nothing
gone.
anymore.
Yeah.
You know, they're
Like
just
dissipated.
doing regular shit.
Yeah,
Regular
yeah.
people stuff.
Yeah. Like, and it's so
It's
crazy. Like,
crazy.
yeah, it's so crazy. And I feel like most people that like quit doing this stuff, they quit it because they were in it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah,
Most of the
they're just
time.
trying to get it quick.
Yeah, they were trying to get like the money and shit like that, or scamming type shit. Cause I've seen people like,
There's a
they'll be
lot of
like,
that.
yo, like buy a feature, bro. There's been big artists that I like, only one that has I've sent money to. It was like way back, like, and they not here no more. I'm just saying they're not doing this shit no
Yeah,
more.
I've
Like they
heard, I've
not,
heard, I've heard of that.
yeah, like, and they not rapping no more, like type shit, and like, and that shit fucked up too. Like when you ask a nigga, like when a nigga sends you $300+, close to even like 1,200. If a nigga sends you that much, like, I think that's, bro. A nigga work
Yeah,
hard for that shit. Like, and then
yeah,
like
you
the
got to be
fact that like,
respectful because these are people with regular jobs. You know what I mean? You're ripping
yeah, and
off
like they
poor
willing to
people at the
like,
end of the day. You know,
yeah,
like
and they're looking at you
technically,
as an investment. Like that's the
yeah,
thing. They look at you
yeah.
as an investment. That's why like they're willing to pay that money. Oh
You want to
my god,
make your
man.
money back. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
you want to
yeah.
make your money back.
I swear to God, man.
Yeah, that's wrong as hell.
That's facts. Uh, like when did you get started, like making music? Like how did you know like this is what I wanted to do? Like being just a creative overall, like what made you like, get into that mindset?
Yeah, when I really first started releasing music, I was releasing music in seventh grade. That's when I started releasing music, like on
Mm.
MySpace and stuff, like way, way back.
Hell yeah, the MySpace days was
Yeah,
lit. Oh, wait, we go,
yeah,
cap.
with the playlist and everything. So it was
Yeah,
easy to
yeah.
make a music profile page, and I was already writing and stuff like to like let stuff out and shit when I was like in third grade and whatnot. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like the music has just always got me moving. So that was the first thing was like, okay, like this shit just resonates with me on some like soul level shit. And
Mm.
then ever since like seventh grade, like I took like my music to school. It was like showing people off the iPod or the phone
That's
or whatever
lit.
it was. And everybody
Yeah,
was like, this is like, that's dope. Like everybody was talking about it and shit at school that day. And then
yeah,
after that, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep doing this shit. Like, cause I
yeah.
was already writing, but then I showed it to people, and then it was like I had that validation and that damn, like these people, feel how I feel, fuck with my shit. And then yeah, it just stuck ever since then. And then, I got to be an adult, more around 17, 18. A lot of my close friends were recording music with me, and then we all fell off. Like, not everybody, but a lot of people I
Mm-hmm.
stopped talking to. And then,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm gonna just keep doing this seriously, like,
Yeah.
like all the time, and started making money off of it. And then just bingo. It makes you really realize you can do something.
Yeah, like that's just like crazy as hell when like you start making money or income off of like your passion, because like when you work so like when you put like the amount of like years and work in and then you get the money, you like don't take it for granted. Like you're gonna be smarter than the person that gets that shit overnight, because you understand like how like, and you become more like, you know, I would say like you're more like conservative with your money. You want to invest it, you want it to grow. Like you don't want to just blow it. Like
oh yeah, no,
like,
definitely.
because you know what being broke feel like. You know
That's what you know.
and you don't want
I
to go
have
back to that shit.
I'm telling you, I got money in my savings right now, and I have money in my checking. And all week, I was like, "Oh, I don't have no money." But then, low key, I was like, "Damn, I have a whole bunch of money in my savings." But I've keep telling myself I'm broke, because that's what motherfuckers come from.
Bro,
You
I
know,
swear to God, bro, I
like
swear that shit's
you know,
real.
broke, like under like that medium line and shit, and up
I
and
swear
down
to
and shit
God.
through it. Like you know, like
Yeah.
right there.
I swear to
So
God,
yeah, when you
man.
start making money off music, you know, it's like it really opens your eyes, and then you start counting, you know.
What like how do you feel about like the music scene that you're in right now,
Music
where
scene
you
is
live?
oh here? Oh
Yeah.
man.
How do you feel about the music?
Oh
We're
man.
gonna get into like the internet music
Yeah,
scene,
yeah.
but like the music scene in your area, like I hear a lot of like mixed reviews on it. So like I want
There's
you to like, you know, break it
yeah,
down just like a little bit.
there's good people here, you know what I mean? Like there is good artists here. I feel like there are actual like really good artists that are starting to get the recognition out here. Like, you know, whether that's the Seattle Times, some sync placements, you know, like there's Perry Porter. He had his song like on Atlanta
Yeah.
show like 2 times, I believe. And then he like did Cyberpunk.
Oh, that's fire.
AJ Swade's from New York, but he's out here. He has a lot of good music. And then there's also, you know, just another few like really good characters like that are in the scene. And then, you know, some younger cats. It's not too bad, but it's very politics, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a lot of, you know,
Who you know, kind of
the who
like,
you know, but everybody knows everybody though. That's the thing
yeah.
about it. So everybody knows everybody, but it's who, you know, you get to pick and choose, you know, like who gets opportunities here. It's kind of like, you know, that's why I don't get a tons of write-ups and stuff, because people are saying it's politics, you know, like with me. So I'm like, what are the politics? Like that happened to me one time.
Hold up. I don't know why my fucking headphones like cut out for some reason. Hold up.
Oh yeah.
Fuck. Boom. Let me see if I can hear you now.
Yeah. You're geeking.
All right, I can hear you now.
Yeah, there's just
I'm gonna edit
it's just
that. I'm gonna edit that shit.
it's just a whole bunch of there's a lot of haterism, and there's a lot of kicking down. So there's a lot of money to be made here. There's a lot of space for whoever blows up here like really big. They're gonna make them like a lot of fucking money. But there's room for everybody to have resources and blow up. So it's kind of like this, you know, crabs in a bucket thing. So yeah.
Like and that's like so crazy, because like there's like so much talent on just the West Coast in general. Like I personally feel like the West Coast makes the best music, and I can like, you know, I talk like I consider like Seattle, all that stuff, like to like Oregon to like LA. Like
West
I feel
Coast
like
does do the mainstream, you know what I mean?
yeah.
West Coast gets in the mainstream the most.
Yeah. And then like because I fuck with like New York, I fuck with the South, but like when I just like compare like all the different sounds that come from like the West Coast, like it's just like it's just something like different about it. Cause like you can get into like, you know, you got rappers like Kendrick Lamar, you got like, you know, the Dracos, and then you got people like you go back then like Mac Dre, like was making crazy ass like music, like
E40.
Yeah, E40.
Yeah, we have some of the like we do have some of the greats too, you know.
Yeah, this is like so fucking crazy. But like, you know, not no disrespect to like all the other like, you know, East Coast, South, Midwest, like legends, but like the West Coast kind of like, you know, it created like a lot of like trends, created a lot of like different like sounds and like ways that you can like think about music as well, and like how it can be made, and like just making up your own words and shit, like lingo and stuff.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of slang and lingo. That falls back into E42
Yeah,
and Keep It
yeah.
Sneak and all them. And so the Bay Area stuff, you know, is insane.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sampling and the funk, you know, the
Mhm.
slap,
Yeah.
that bass, like it's crazy.
And you know what else is crazy? Like that funk and everything, like, you know, like Space Ghost Perp, and how people were sampling, like, you know, Bone Thugs and Harmony, and like they were sampling 3 6 Mafia and stuff. And how do you feel about that? Like, you know, like that era of like SoundCloud music when
It
everybody
was
was like, you know,
cool.
sampling
It
like
was
that shit.
cool, man. Like I liked it. I enjoyed it. Like that was like I was definitely inside my room in 2012 talking about every fucking day, every fucking day,
Yeah.
every fucking day is like a fucking Friday. My space goes perfect. Like all that shit, like that was fucking like a heat. Like all that shit was dope. It just got oversaturated. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just
Do you
got
think
oversaturated.
oh, you go on ahead, finish that.
No, that's it. It's just
Oh,
that's
yeah.
bad. Like I don't want to speak down like on people, you know what I mean? But it's
Mhm.
like it's done. It's played out, you know.
Yeah.
It's over. The wave's over. It got sucked up.
Yeah, it definitely did get oversaturated because like once I heard like once I heard like people doing like the 3 6 Mafia sample, literally like every other like rapper was doing it.
Every yes,
Like,
yes.
and that was
Every other song, yo.
yeah. And it was like people that shouldn't even have been on them kind of like beats. Like
That's how I felt like too. You know what I mean?
they was just doing it because it was like the sound and people were just fucking with it. No one was trying to create like their own like. I've never rapped on a 3 6 Mafia, like, you know. I was like, bro, I can't rap on a 3 6 Mafia sample, bro.
Yeah.
I know. I feel like. Do you think artists nowadays, like, do you think they just do whatever is like, you know, popular? Do you think that more people are thinking out of the box, or do you think people are like still stuck in the box?
I I really think that we're in a weird era of like you know how we have all this content on the internet and we have all this stuff at like our disposal,
Mhm.
and one day this is the thing that's going on, and then the next day, the next week or whatever, this is the thing that's going on.
That's
Like
how
I
music
think it's
is.
just kind of like a mix of like, okay, you got these people that are like, there's people, the Detroit stuff started popping, there's
Yeah,
people that will not stop and they just keep
yeah.
on doing the Detroit stuff, and then
Mhm.
you got like these people that are making hyper pop, but then also they're over here making hyper pop and alternative stuff, and then kind of
Mhm.
like rapping on stuff. So I feel like there's a mixture of people stepping outside of the box, and then like they're also like sticking to like what they know best and like where they're gonna get their support at, I think is what it is.
Yeah, yeah. One thing I do think as well is that like people that aren't from like those cultures insert themselves like in like the hyper pop. They would never be a hyper pop artist, but they see the dollar signs there and they
Yeah,
make a
no,
hyper
there's a
pop
lot of
song.
that. Yeah,
And I feel like that's how like the
yeah,
sound can get watered down. Like and
yeah.
same with the Detroit shit. You got Detroit, you got people that fuck with the Detroit sound that make Detroit music, but they're not from Detroit.
They ain't even met a motherfucker from Detroit, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Like that, I
No,
feel
I
like
agree.
that's a big thing too. Like and I don't want to call them outsiders because you know hip hop and rap is a culture, but like you should know like what you want to like do. You should know like you shouldn't just be like, yo, I like this sound, so like I'm gonna like copy it. I'm gonna just, you know, jock the style
Mm.
like because it's
Yeah,
popular right now. But
yeah.
like
People should just grab influence.
yeah. Like I believe I believe in grabbing influence and like just you know getting inspired from a sound, but like just if you keep on doing it just because it's popping for right now, and
Yeah.
then you on to like the next shit, like especially with like these TikTok rappers and shit and like TikTok artists, like it's getting crazy now because like people look at music as like, you know, like gambling type shit. Like people, you know, like
That's
I look
true.
at it like how TikTokers be like, yo, I'm gonna just drop a rap parody type song, like and
Yeah,
get
that's
content.
true.
Yeah,
That's
and then
true.
like and it's kind of like making like a mockery of like I feel like it makes a mockery a little bit of like rap because like people just look at it as a get rich quick scheme and not as like an actual like, you know, like art form.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's another reason why SoundCloud, you know, kind of died out because
Yeah.
people were doing it to get like rich. People weren't doing it because like I never thought that like I was like, yo, bro, we gonna make millions off, you know, dropping on SoundCloud. I was just doing that shit because that shit was fun as hell. And like I
Yeah.
was just you know in the room kicking it with the homies. Uh
Respectfully with it.
bro, I swear to God, like
Like fun, you know, when it was
fun as fuck.
fun. And
Fun as
people, it
fuck.
was a part of the culture. So everybody was like, you know, rap on the song, you know,
Mhm.
hop on this, you know?
Yeah.
It
And then
wasn't
like
nobody
writing
looking
good music.
for fame.
I love writing music as well.
Yeah.
Writing good, like when you feel like you wrote like a really good song, you just like, damn, bro, I fucking stop. Like I'm
A
about to
whole
record
natural
this
high.
shit. Yeah.
Hmm.
Bro, I love
Whole
like
natural high.
writing a good song. Like that's like one of my favorite things. So I know you'd be fucking with like the you fuck with like the Wicca shit.
Yeah.
How
Yeah,
you
I
feel
was
about how
into
you feel
Wicca.
about that?
So pretty much I have like tarot cards and hoodoo cards and stuff like that. So I was really like into the Wicca shit, and then I realized that I wanted to do stuff that was more like near my culture and whatnot. So I started like studying like hoodoo and voodoo more, you
Mhm.
know, and more
That's
like,
crazy. Yeah,
indigenous magics, you know what I mean?
yeah.
But I love like all the books and stuff. Like I still got like green witchcraft books. I got ancient healing technique books, like Egyptian like healing technique books. Like so, yeah, I'm deep in that. I'm deep in that shit. Whenever I get the
Okay.
chance to, I'm trying to study and learn more every day. I don't know every damn thing, but I'm definitely like, still buying candles and shit, doing candle magic and all that.
Oh yeah. Would you say that that's like a popular thing on the West Coast?
You know what? I think you know what? Yeah, there's a like,
I feel like
every
I
single
feel like
time I
that's
go to a
popular on the
shorty's
West Coast.
house.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people that like I've seen that
There's
like talk about that kind of stuff. It's popular, like
yeah.
on the West. Like I see them like they're from the West Coast. I feel
I
like a
think
lot of
people on
like,
the other coast hide it.
huh?
Other people on the other coast hide it.
Yeah,
There's a lot of people on the East Coast that are into that shit, and especially like inside like the South and stuff, but like people
yeah,
aren't talking about it though.
yeah. The South is like with 3 6 Mafia and shit. The shit that they was talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Like yeah, like they were like they were like like they said they weren't Satanists, but like if you are like rapping about that shit, you have some sort of knowledge about like
Yeah.
and stuff. You don't just rap about it and like not know it. Like shit like
Yeah.
that, the way that they were like describing stuff, like they were, they were up on game with like, that kind of different stuff. Do you like how do you view like life? Like do you think that and this is just like some I like just questions I think that like, a
Hmm.
lot of people probably wonder, what you think about
I
these
bet they do.
and what do you think like life is like, man? Like, do you think we like come back after we die type shit? Do you think this is all over?
I think it's very interesting. Like, I think that there is a possibility that people can come back, and be
Yeah,
rebirthed as like, almost on a Buddhist tip, like maybe they could be rebirthed as anything. Maybe you
yeah,
can be rebirthed as a human, but also I think that people can die and go to different dimensions. So you can
that's true
rebirth
too.
through a different dimension because if you think about quantum physics and you think about how like there's a million atoms and things are made out of a million atoms.
Yeah,
And then there's also like a million different universes and like black holes and all this type of shit that leads to other sides of the universe.
yeah.
So anything's possible. Like you could end I really feel like someone can really end up anywhere, like
You know what's
on a
crazy?
rebirth
Like,
level.
you know what's crazy? All right, so like I read a bunch of different like spiritual like books myself, and like one of the most interesting books, and people get turned off by it because of like religions being attached to it, the
Mm-hmm.
fucking Bible. Like,
No, the
because
Bible's interesting.
bro, the Bible, like in like all these like different religions, like Christianity, Catholicism, things like that, they attach themselves to the Bible, but the Bible don't talk about no Christians and no Catholics. Like they
Yeah.
and like one thing about like coming back to life, so like Jesus was talking to Elijah, and then like Jesus knew that John was Elijah coming back from the like regeneration. So it talks about regeneration in the Bible. Elijah, so John died and came back as Elijah, and Jesus told Elijah that. Elijah didn't know it because when you die, when you're born, I guess like you don't remember anything when you're born. And then like Jesus told Elijah that, but Jesus knew that John, when John died, that he was Elijah regenerated into another human. That shit is crazy as fuck. So like when I hear that shit, like when people like just talk about it, I'm like, damn, bro, what if we do like come back like type shit, like come back?
Yeah, and that is nuts that that's in the Bible too.
Yeah, yeah. That shit's fucking crazy as
Wow.
fuck, bro. Like, that's why when some people be like, yo, like when old people like they'll say, like, I'm gonna die, so I don't care how this, like, how people be like, yo, I'm gonna
I
die,
know,
so I
I
don't
hear
care
it all the
about it.
time.
I'm like, bro, you don't know if you're gonna come back here. Like, wouldn't you want to leave this place way better than what you left it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's how I be like trying to like explain it to people. Like, what if you do come
Spirit.
back here?
You know, it maybe like has to do with people's spirit and soul too, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like if that's the way that your soul navigates and you think that there may be nothingness, then maybe you will get trapped into nothingness because that's
Oh
all
yeah.
your soul and your spirit resonates. You
Yeah,
don't you're not elevating to, you know, the universe.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
And,
I
like,
think people's minds can put their minds and their souls can put them in a place that they don't want to be. Like
mm,
if you fixate on hell, maybe you're gonna go to hell because that's all you think about.
yeah, that's just crazy as fuck. Like,
Yeah, that's why I say quantum physics, you know?
yeah,
A-
yeah, yeah,
Anything's
because our
possible.
brains do vibrate at like a certain like frequency as well, and like it's just crazy like human existence and like what it's all like what we all like come to now. Like it's just like it's just wild as fuck. Like I'd be like playing, I'll watch like old ass like movies of like Greece and like Athens because I feel like movies about Greece and Athens are more historically correct than movies about like Egypt and shit because Egypt
Mm.
literally will have a whole movie full of white people. Like
Yeah, yeah,
I'm like, bro, this is not historically accurate.
yeah. No, not
I'm
it.
like,
Sorry.
bro, like even like people don't even know that like Herodotus, like the godfather of like history books, like he's from Greece, and that nigga wrote in his diaries when he went to Egypt, it was niggas with he was saying it was black people with afros running that bitch. Like,
Yep, you already know it's
bro,
all over
like
the
that's like, and
place,
it's just so crazy, bro.
all
And
over the world, in all
yeah,
parts of it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Asia, everywhere, like
bro.
everywhere.
Bro, it's so fucking crazy, man. Like that's the
And
only
it's all
reason why like
covered
I
up.
don't watch like Greek movies and shit, because like those it's all white people out there. Like,
Yeah,
but there was even black people in Greece and stuff, like and all over.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, black people are in every fucking part of the world,
yeah,
like
yeah,
for real. Probably but the caucus.
yeah. Definitely,
Probably not the caucus, man.
yeah.
Shit.
So like we're gonna like tap in more into the music. What was
Yeah.
some of like your favorite songs that you've made?
Hey, man, you know I got a lot of music,
Yeah,
man. That's a
yeah.
good one. You know,
I was
damn.
gonna ask your favorite music video too that you
M-
ever shot.
One of my favorite music videos is Phantom Tags.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite because it's that classic film, and it's also one of like kind of my favorite songs because I like leaned off into the side and kind of mixed up some mythical shit with some like talking about a bitch and shit and on my
Yeah.
lap, breaking down a bag like, but it was like the perfect mix of like what the fuck is this trippy shit on and this
Yeah.
new shit though at the same time. Um,
I really like the video that you shot for Lucy. Like that is
oh yeah,
one of my favorite videos. And I like Splatoon. Like that one is really good as well. Like I like the how like everything is like shot. I like the scenery and everything. But the most organic video is Lucy because like it's shot in like the like a little market store with the like and then like y'all like just rapping and shit like going
yeah,
back
me
and
and
forth.
Uncle Trans.
Yeah, yeah. Uncle
Yeah, no, that
Transfer.
shit's fucking legendary. That's when I was in Richmond, Virginia. That's the Harrison Mart and shit.
Yeah,
Like that's a legendary little corner store everybody goes to and shit. Little Sticks just shot a video in front of it too. Like,
yeah.
yeah,
That's
just
just
fucking
crazy.
sick. Like it was definitely like all the shit I did out in Virginia was organic.
Yeah.
I did Serb folks out there in Virginia. That was in
Mm-hmm.
Virginia too. Like, yeah, those are like really like yeah, I think like honestly my favorite music is probably my newest music too. Like honestly.
Bro,
Like to be
like,
real.
yeah, I feel like you've taken like your creativity to like a whole new level with the new music that you're making. And like it's way more, I feel like it's more experimental. You're trying new things out. And then with like the videos that you're shooting, I feel like you're getting more. I look at like more like it's like more like clean shots, more clean scenery and things like that.
That's the works, like
Yeah.
feathers of a flock.
Feathers, yeah, really
You know?
good like scenery, really good like colors and everything, and like how everything is like looking and the angles, really perfect. Um, and we can get back into like your most favorite songs that you recorded. You can name as many as you want. You can
Yeah,
stop at like 3. You can stop at 5.
yeah. I'll say like that juicy thing, Bape Umbrella, it's Guapanese from Maclandia,
Fire.
and man, there is so much damn music that I have that I can't even think of it off the top of my head. There's just that
Bro, yeah,
much.
you have so much like and is it all on Spotify, Apple Music? Just wanted to double check
Yeah,
that. Everything
except for my
outside.
old music. Like my music before I changed my name from Loso to Astral Trap, I don't think any of that music's on there anymore. But like, and pretty much everything that I made that was like house music and stuff, like the Horny EP stuff from that, like, that stuff's like some of my favorite stuff. So I've been
Body
liking
gang.
my shit a lot more than,
Yeah.
like lately. So I feel like I haven't been putting anything out unless I really, really dig it.
Yeah, that's so true. And like, is it like hard making a decision on whether or not you want to drop a song because you're not unsure?
Nope. I know immediately. I'm like, nah, this shit ain't it. This staying in the vault for good. Like, or maybe some other day, like some other time. But I'd be knowing, like, nah, this one's not it.
Yeah,
No, like pretty much after I record that bitch. Oh no.
yeah. What do you want to like do next with like, the with like leveling up the creativity, doing different things? Like, what do you, without going into too much detail, without giving like, dropping too many like gems and things like that, like what are some things that you kind of want to get into with your, your creativity?
We're trying to drop, some magazines.
Fire.
We're trying to come out with more merch, more vinyl records. And the biggest part is just the video still and directing things. And so directing like little short films, messing around with that, incorporating our music scores that we create with that fact too. So it's just the all around art, like all coming back into full circle again. But the main thing that I've been focusing on, I feel like, is production and producing. That's where I'm just trying to elevate even more and turn it into also a more, like lucrative thing, but in a way of like me actually like getting, bigger placements. So we've been doing background work, actually talking to people, executives and doing big things.
I definitely feel that. Do you feel like I was gonna just advice to like, people that are like just now like starting or like, been in this, but like don't know where to like, look for and where to go. Like, do you agree with that? Like you have to do the real like groundwork and like, more than just like tweeting, more than just posting on Instagram and things like that. Like, do you think that like the groundwork that you do like outside of like this whole entire thing is more important than the internet stuff?
It can help. It can help a lot. You know what I mean? Like building your reputation, whether that's business cards, stickers, like whatever, like little creative thing that you can make to put yourself out there, like also in your community, like do try to get involved in your community, because if you're going out to shows, just chopping it up with people, then you don't know who you're talking to. You may talk to someone that's going to get you booked somewhere. You may be talking to someone that knows a journalist at a radio station, or maybe someone that runs a radio station, someone that's in college, talk to them. Like those things will help you out. But the internet's super important. The internet's probably more important than real life sometimes. Like I'll be real,
It's
because
so
like
true.
that's
So
where
true.
I like was always known in my town. I was always known in Seattle and Tacoma. People always knew me. That was never a problem.
Yeah.
The internet is where I was able to, find the YouTube channels that were gonna post me. Talk to certain people that, like I could elevate their career, they could elevate my career, because, there's a certain status that helps you, you know what I mean? There's some things that you can reach in real life in your area, but how much does your area provide for you? You know what I mean? And then the internet has a whole nother area of things that it
Yeah, you
provides.
can
So it's
know somebody
almost
in New York. You can
you
know
have to
somebody.
spaz.
Yeah,
You have to spaz on reality, and you have to spaz on the internet. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You got to do both.
It's definitely like a real balance, like with the
It
real
is
life.
groundwork.
Because like you can definitely like talk to somebody from the South. You can talk to somebody up East Coast. And like, fuck around and get a connect in New York, and then next thing you know, you're doing shows in New York. You can know somebody in Florida, like you just like, and like
I know
in
people in all those places.
yeah,
I know people in all those places. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Like it's so true.
yeah.
Uh, are we back at it? So yeah, we're talking about like, like new shit that you want to do and things like that. But we were just talking just before we hit the record button. Like how do you we talk about like the local scene and things like that, and like how do you feel about the internet scene now?
The internet scene is quite all over the place now.
Yeah.
Compared to what it like, it's not. I'm not
Back in
saying that
2015 and shit, it was more like concise
you
and
kind of
like
knew who
yeah,
everybody was type thing and what
yeah,
was going on and like you knew everybody just kind of like intersected. Now
yeah,
it's like
yeah,
everybody intersects, but there's like 500 plus more people. Like it's
yeah,
like it's massive now. I just feel
yeah,
like there's so much people, there's so much commotion,
yeah,
even more than back then. Like for real.
yeah. It's even
It's
like
wrong.
yeah, like it's even like more of a you either have to have a strong like community behind you, or music is like a pay to play kind of thing, because you got to like pay for promotion, pay for playlist placements and things like that, and people can pay to perform before to open up for people. You can pay like
Yeah.
2 racks to open up for a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And like back
Yeah.
then, you couldn't do that shit, bro. If a
No.
motherfucker didn't know you, bro, you not performing
Yeah.
like this
That's
shit.
true. That's
Like,
true.
bro, like you can't like, you know what I'm saying? Like the shit's not pure no more. I feel like
Yeah.
buying SoundCloud, it went from buying SoundCloud reposts to like buying playlist placements to buying, I'm about to open up for this person and I don't
Mm-hmm.
even know him. Like we
Yep.
have no connection
Mm-hmm.
whatsoever. Like
Mm-hmm.
so like it watered all this shit down. Like
That's
it
why I
like
sell my shit.
mm-hmm.
So like if like that person can't afford my shit, then okay, we're not gonna work unless I really like your shit. And
Yeah.
we build a connection and talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
like
if I'm just doing shit for everybody for anybody I don't know, it may not be genuine. Maybe I'm just trying to get something off you.
bro, like one thing, like I was about to tweet this shit out yesterday or today. Like I was gonna say, like a lot of people always want to know like how to like work with other artists and like build relationships. And like one thing that people do, they always ask for something. They never asking like, "Yo, bro, how you doing? Yo, bro, like you
Hmm.
what you got going on? Like let's like
Yeah.
kick back ideas and shit like that." No, it's like, "Yo, bro, can you look at this song?" Or "Hey, bro,
Yeah.
can you repost this? Can you retweet this? Can I do something for you?" It's never like, "Hey, bro, like, hey, let's chop it up and like see like different ideas and shit like
Yeah.
that." And
It's
like it's
never
not like,
normal.
yeah, bro, normal shit. Like niggas want to like, hey, how do I get like a leg up on another nigga like type shit now?
Yeah.
And
It's
like,
it's really like that.
and that
It's
shit
really
is so
like that.
fucking cringe, bro. I just be like, bro, like, I just
I
feel
dodge
like,
all that shit. I dodge it all. I
bro,
don't
that shit
even
is
know
so
how I'm
cringe,
able to
bro.
know. I just know. I just
Yeah.
know. I don't know how the fuck I know, but I fucking be knowing who it is. That's
Bro,
like that. And I'm
I
just like,
swear to God, bro. Like, and that shit is like, and that's like one thing I wanted to tell. Like, I was gonna tweet that shit out because like a lot of the people like they always asking for some shit. They never like want to like either contribute to some shit. They never want to like like show support first. They want you to like support them and like dick ride their ass or some shit like that. And like it's never like people like never think about like if I like reach out to this person see how they're doing or whatever, this could like build our relationship. We can actually get to know each other. Cause like, obviously when you see somebody, you be like, yo, man, like this dude has talent, and the talent and like the like how they conduct themselves is the first, like, I want to be this person's friend. And then, the next level of friendship is actually communicating with them. The second you ask me for some shit and we just become friends, bro, we not friends no more.
yeah,
like that's how I look at that shit, bro. I'm like, bro,
yeah,
like just talk to me like a human being, bro. Like it don't have to be an exchange of like,
every damn
things.
time.
Yeah, every fucking time. I feel like that's like like one of the biggest factors of like this music shit nowadays. Like it's always like, what can you give me right now? Not like let's build a like a
Yeah, I had people calling me up and stuff, asking to perform with me and shit in New York and shit, and they asses they ain't even living, they ain't even we'd never do shit together,
yeah.
ever at all. And I'm like, nah, bro, like, no, I'm working too damn hard. Now I just gotta say, okay, here's a piece of
Here's a
pie.
play. Yeah.
Like here's this nigga. Nah, man,
And when
fuck all
they've
that
never
shit.
thought about you or like give you anything.
Yes, yes, plenty of times like that, pleny of fucking
Like,
time. And
or
then you get
just seeing
into
how a
motion.
motherfucker doing, bro. Just making sure like a motherfucker not like, on like the edge or some shit like that. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
some
Like type
regular shit.
shit. Like that's like, that's like the shit that like I miss like the community of like, music and
That's really
everything.
what it was. Like people was really just talking to talk and shit and was like just like they seen it, shared it, you know what I mean? Nobody was really like pressing
Yeah,
to
now it's
make
like
something
super
happen.
aggressive,
Yeah,
super aggressive now. Like, and
yeah,
it's
yeah,
super like egotistical. It's more
yeah,
egotistical, and it's more like
yeah,
it's more, bro. You wouldn't even know if a nigga was hating on you or not.
yeah, I
Like,
know. It'd
bro,
be
like
like
that's what it's
motherfuckers
like
be
now,
making music, like people will be out here been making music for like 2 years, 4 years on a fucking trip, like thinking that people like owe them, you know, like
yeah.
a feature, owe them anything. And it's like, bro, you got a lot to learn. Just release your music and do your
That's what I'm
single
saying.
as
I'm
much as
like,
you can.
bro, like you gotta like put in, and that's like one of my like criteria for like actually like, you know, because a lot of artists will ask me like, yo, bro, like how can we do like the podcast and shit? I'm like, first of all, bro, I gotta see that you're consistent. Like, I'm not about to just interview some nigga that's gonna be here today and then gone tomorrow because like, you know, he wasn't getting his views type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want like someone that's like, yo, I'm in this for the long run. I actually love making music type shit. I actually want to do this. You know, like even though I work like a 9 to 5 job, I'm still like taking time out of my night to do this. And I'm staying up, you know. I fuck with the niggas that's actually
Yeah,
grinding, you know,
yeah,
type of
because I'll
shit.
be grinding
Bro,
like
like,
that.
bro, like that's like the type of shit that I look for. Like, I'm not looking for no person that's like, yo, bro, like I've been doing this shit for 2, 3 years. Bro, let me get this shit. No, bro.
Yeah,
We've been at this shit for like damn near, yeah, like damn near 10 plus, bro, type shit.
yeah, that's what
Like
I'm
been through so
saying.
many different eras. And like people
Astro
thought
keep the
like
fucking job.
bro, I guess like bro, and you already know like niggas was probably thinking like, yo, bro, this person gonna like stop doing this shit, he gonna fall off type shit. Like, nah, bro, we still doing this shit, we still getting it rocking, we still kicking it.
Never.
Bro, like because we love this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Exactly.
not
There's a
like
big
some,
difference.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when you love it, bro, like that shit don't like, I feel like one of the things I've noticed when people really love this shit, bro, shit do pop off for them later, and they appreciate the fact that they even got that shit, and like they get a bag, and like they learn how to invest that shit and make that shit move.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying. That's the reason why I'm glad I never got money when I was younger.
bro,
It's all good. It's all divine timing. You know what I mean?
bro,
Learn
I
some shit
swear,
first, get some money, then you know how to spend it and what you need to do and how to save it.
bro, I swear, like, cause
It's
then like
equity.
next thing you know, like you're putting yourself in different positions just by like still like being out there and still communicating with people, and then motherfuckers still see that you're doing it, and they may have like already passed you type shit, and then they be like, yo, bro, you still doing this shit? Like, hey, like let me hit you with a play, like real quick, like let me hit you with this. Then you
Yeah,
start, you know, you
it's
eventually
true.
get
It's
run into
true.
some shit like that. Like you
That's
really
what's like going on and shit right now with me and shit. And there's a
yeah,
lot of big names and shit and stuff starting to follow me, and a lot of big names that have seen that I never stopped this shit. And I came around and shit and supported, and it was on some normal shit around them.
yeah.
You know, didn't ask for shit, didn't beg for shit, and now they putting me on shit.
Bro, I swear, like that's like the
Because they
best like
respected me.
mindset to have. Like
Yeah.
it's
We're
like
all
the
normal ass people, kind of. You know what I mean?
yeah,
We're all a little weird in our own
bro.
ways, but we're still people.
Yeah, yeah. Um, how do you feel about like because I know like you know we got Dottie Gas on the West too and AZ and shit
Yep.
like that. How
Yep.
was it? Like how was it, you know, how did y'all like, you know, end up like, you know, working together?
Man, that's my brother, man. That man is fucking hilarious.
Bro,
I
I
love his
swear,
ass.
man, he's funny as fuck.
I think one night he called me when he was on shrooms, and then we talked about Final Fantasy for like 20 minutes. And then
Bro.
after that, we was just tight. Like he always like respected my music. I always respected his shit. And then
Mhm.
we ended up linking in Arizona. That shit was fun as fuck. And we performed like first time we met. And then we did that same shit again in LA. And it's just been like tight. You know, he's best friends with my best friend and shit.
Oh yeah.
Like I've known since third grade and shit. Like it's just like literally we're like fam. Like
Yeah, yeah.
that's it's really like that.
Bro,
Through
that's so lit. Like with
the
like the
net.
Horny EP, bro. That was like one of like my favorite like collab tapes that like, you know, that people like that, like came out. You know, like that shit was lit, man. And like it was just so dope, like seeing like little like short videos of y'all together and shit like that. Like I was like, dang, bro, like this really gave me like that real like underground like vibe type shit. And like that is like when like I started really getting excited for the underground again. I'm not even gonna lie, like seeing that
Damn,
shit like
I like to hear that though.
yeah, that shit, I was like, yo, bro, like this shit gives me like that feeling for real. And then like, you know, you see groups like Seraphim, you know, growing, and then you see, you know, Kill Me
Love
Lord and
them.
stuff like that. And it's
Yep.
all like, you know, like it's all like, you know, become like its own like universe now. And like
Yeah.
they're growing.
Yeah.
And like the more y'all go and the more y'all grow, it's gonna be a universe. It's like no jump. Like I look at it like No Jumper. Like No Jumper was small as fuck when it first started. Like, and then now it became its own universe. Like
it really is like that.
Like it just becomes its own. And people talk about it, and people will build their own narratives. And then you'll have people like cover it on YouTube, and then people will be like, "Okay, who are these motherfuckers?" You know what I'm saying? Like the more like content y'all put out together as groups and things like that, the more people are going to be talking about it. They're going to be looking at it because people love a group for some reason. People love seeing a
They
group
do.
of like people love seeing a group of artists work together. And
I
like
say that all the time.
and it brings
saying
all
that.
the eyes on them.
Odd Future.
Yeah.
Odd Future. There was the one.
Bro,
And Wu-Tang.
all the groups. You can think of any kind of group,
Yeah.
bro. Like, and they've all like, you know, brought eyes all together. People love seeing a group all like,
Tribes
you know, come
Called
together.
Quest, Souls of Mischief, Bone Thugs and Harmony, NWA.
Yeah,
I can name
like
them all if you want.
bro, I swear, man. Like, in the more like one thing I say, like I wish that like, you know, one day that like all y'all can get like a fucking like house. Cause you know, like these internet influencers, bro, they all rent houses together, and then they just create content and create music and shit together.
We about to buy a block,
bro. I swear,
we about to buy a whole neighborhood,
bro. That's what that's
my goal.
Because if y'all was like all in like, you know, one house creating content, making videos and stuff like that, like how Odd Future was, because the niggas was around each other all the time, bro.
Yeah.
And like now, like, because like and we're talking about the internet scene. If the internet scene people came together, like, you know, and like did some shit, bro, it would be crazy.
That shit
like
would
if y'all
be
got a house type shit, like it just made content, made music, bro. Y'all can make a YouTube page and run that shit up because everyone's gonna fuck with it. They're gonna go to that one source where they can see all of y'all. You know,
that's
like
so fucking true.
Bro,
Damn.
I feel like the group shit is like everybody wants to see a group like win.
Yeah.
Like that's why fucking Anderson .Paak teamed up with fucking what's it called? What's that nigga name? What's that nigga? What's that fucking
Knowledge?
No, why
Bruno Mars?
.Paak, bro, who did Anderson .Paak team up with, bro? That fucking he make the same kind of music as that nigga. He make the same kind of music. Bro, what's that, bro? What's his name? Bruno Mars.
No, I said Bruno Mars, nigga. I said that.
Bruno fucking Mars.
I said that.
Yeah. Oh, you said Bruno Mars? Oh,
yeah.
I thought you said something else. Oh shit. Yeah, Bruno Mars. Yeah.
The Silk Sonic shit. It snapped though. Like I didn't listen to that whole album, but I was like in the bar, like, cause I be cleaning and shit at night. Yeah. And I was like lit, and their song was on and shit. And I was like, damn, they did that shit. They put that shit together. Like he elevated Bruno Mars low key. Bruno Mars like was up there. We all know that, but
yeah.
That nigga gave him some swag. He said, "Come on, we gonna pimp you out, player."
That's right, yeah. Not, bro. Like Anderson .Paak had one of my favorite like come ups because I remember when his name was Breezy Lovejoy back in the day.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he went by.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he went by Breezy Lovejoy, and I was like a really big fan of. Yeah, I was a big fan of his when I was a fucking. I think I was either like in the 8th grade or a freshman, and there was like this thing on the West Coast. This is where I became a big West Coast fan. It was through battle rap and this group called the Swim Team. And it was like
I remember the Swim Team.
This Asian artist, Korean artist, Dumbfounded was a part of it.
I remember Dumbfounded.
Wax, he was a part of it.
There was other people and shit like Timothy De La Ghetto and shit.
Timothy De La Ghetto, Speak and all them. Yeah, and then like Breezy Lovejoy was a part of it too, and Anderson .Paak was a part of it too, and his name was Breezy Lovejoy.
What the?
Yeah.
That's mind blowing. I didn't hear about him until 2015 and shit.
Yeah, bro. He's been doing this shit for a long ass time. Like and like Not Steady would like they was kind of like the first like No Jumper kind of because they were like introducing like, you know, dope West Coast artists, and like that's how I found out about like, you know, the like the backpack, like, you know, rapper type, you know, West Coast artists. Like I didn't really get into like, you know, gangbanging rap, like you know, LA Cali artists until like I would say like 2015, 2016.
I was bumping that shit in 6th grade.
Yeah, bro. Like
I grew up with that shit.
I fucked with, you know, like Mac Dre and shit like that, and like E40. Obviously, E40 was like mainstream as fuck back then as well. Like I wasn't really like hip to it until like, you know, I was like slapping Draco. Like until
Yeah.
like I started like listening to like Draco and shit like that. Like that's how I got really like put on like to like the West Coast. I was like, oh bro, this thing I thought Draco was the best rapper alive, bro. Like at one point, I was
Yeah.
like, yo, bro, he really carrying like the West right now. And then like listening to Draco, I started like, you know, listening to like hella other like West Coast artists and shit. And I was like, yo, like the West Coast really like, cause I fuck with New York drill and like all the other New York artists, like in like the South, like you know, like the Southern artists and shit like that. But like I said, like the West Coast just got like the hardest slang. They got the best swag type shit. Like the way they like the way they like shit talk, like the way they like carry themselves. It's just lit. Like I fuck with like the authentic West Coast, not people that move from the West
Yeah,
Coast.
no, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I fuck with authentic West
We
Coast,
got some
not like you
characters.
know.
You talk
Yeah,
about the
like
OGs.
yeah, I know people be like, yo, everyone in the West Coast is fake type shit. But I'm like, bro, like that's niggas.
Nah, it's not. No, that's not. You know what that shit is like? What when people say that shit, that's the fucking.
People that
That's
move.
that's the transplants.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the people that moved into LA, and that's the people that are taking over LA.
Bro,
I've met
it's
a
the
lot of
same
ride
shit
or
in
die people.
Chicago. Bro, look, dog. Look, because I live 2 hours away from Chicago. And
Yeah,
I like drive there and shit. And like I hang out with the people from there. And like it be niggas that's not from Chicago that's calling shots for the music scene in Chicago.
yeah.
I
See,
be
that's
like,
the shit.
bro, and I'm not talking about the drill scene, the drill scene and like you know, like the street nigga scene. I'm just talking about like the alternative scene and things like that. Like it be motherfuckers that's not from Chicago that be like running shit in Chicago when it comes to alternative scene and stuff like that. Like that is like, you know, some of the craziest shit. And like it's just like been like over flooded with people that's not from there type shit. Like it'd be like niggas that's from like the suburbs and shit of Chicago and stuff like
Yep.
that. Or it'd be motherfuckers that's like an hour or 2 hours away, like me, that moved there. But like I'm not like a lot of like people from like my city, like they'll fucking like, you know, get popping or like they'll like do some shit in Chicago. And then next thing you know, they're saying they're from Chicago.
Yeah, see, yeah, no, I get what you mean. Like they're not repping from where they're actually from and shit. They're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like there now. You know, they're really like
Yeah.
transplanted now.
Which
Yeah, I don't respect that.
insanity. Which is insane.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, like you're really like, you know, taking away from people that are actually from there. That's how I look at that shit. Like you take it away, like saying that you from someplace that you're not really from, and you got popping out there, and you use their audience to get popping, and like you saying you from, like, bro, you act like you from there, and you saying you're from there, but you're really not. Like you take it from someone that's like actually from there. You know what I'm saying?
That's
That's how I
true.
look at that shit. Like
That's true.
I feel like the people that's from there should get the opportunities first. Like if
Yeah.
but like if you like, you know, if you're like living, you know, in your city though, and like niggas from like another city like fuck with your shit, then I understand that, you know, like that's internet shit. Like, you know, a nigga can be popping in New York and then like niggas will play the music all through the West Coast type shit, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I ain't gonna move to New York and then say I'm from New York now. The
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah.
I'm gonna get shot. You feel me? Like I
Bro,
don't got time for all that shit, bro.
I
Like
swear to
fuck all that. I'm
God.
gonna be like, nigga, I'm not from here, so y'all can leave me alone, bro.
Bro, because I swear to God, as soon as you say you're from that place, bro, you then involve yourself in the politics.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, exactly. I'm like, I have no
cause then
clue.
niggas be like, nigga, you're not even from here. What the fuck you talking about? Like niggas start
Yeah,
banging on you for real.
yeah,
Like, you're
yeah,
not even from here, bro. Like, cause then
yeah.
like you put yourself in a tricky situation. Like, that's like there was, I don't know if you know who there's this artist named Montana 300.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he says he's from Chicago, but this nigga is from my city, Peoria.
Yeah, see,
Bro, like, and like, bro, I'll be
that's
like,
a
bro,
shit.
I don't know why you don't play. Like, bro, nigga with the high school here. Nigga with the high school here. Nigga with the high school here, dog. Like, I was a kid seeing this nigga. I was like, bro, I was a bro, like, and I fuck with Montana, bro. He's like one of the craziest, like, lyricists, like rappers, that I have seen so, like, in a long time. Like this
Yeah,
nigga
because
like
I
remix
remember.
like anybody shit type shit. And like
Yeah, I remember when he was
yeah,
popping off and shit, and the after Chief Keef era and shit around it.
yeah,
And shit.
yeah. And then
Yeah,
like Chief Keef called him out on Twitter and was like, nigga, you not 300. Like you're not from Chicago.
I do
Like,
remember that. Yeah, bro, we used to
yeah,
be
bro.
all
Like,
in
'cause
that
a
shit.
lot
We
of
used to
people were
be
like
into that.
asking, like, yo, bro, where are you from? Like, and like, bro, us from Peoria, we're looking at that shit. We're like, bro, Montana, just say you're from Peoria, dog. Just like,
Yeah,
just say,
be
like, bro,
truthful.
like, you, like, just fuck with us, bro. Like, cause we fuck with you. Like, we the ones that, like, you know, uplifted you, bro. Like, we one of the
Yeah,
main people.
people have a problem saying where they're from.
Yeah, that's
You
like
know,
one thing that's like that's another like toxic thing of like you know like the underground scene and just
I
like
be
music
saying
in
where I'm
general.
from. Motherfuckers got it twisted where I'm from though.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks I'm from Seattle. I'm not from Seattle. I'm from fucking Tacoma, which is like about 30 minutes away, the
Yeah,
most.
yeah.
30 to 30, 45 minutes away. So I mean, yeah, I stomp around in Seattle a lot. You know what I mean? It's just like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of Tacoma do. And
Mm-hmm.
some Seattle people do the same thing and shit. But also my family's from DC and I lived in DC. You know what
Mm.
I mean? And my dad's there, my aunt's there, my granddad. Like, you know, and
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
be moving back there too once again. So yeah.
Hell yeah. Um, I was like, and it's pretty crazy like how everything is super close up in Washington because I was actually like I was thinking about moving there at one point in my you know at one point and like I was like looking at like the map and everything like it's so crazy how like everything is super close together like how Washington like how Seattle's like 30 minutes away from Tacoma and then
There's a
like
lot of cities. That's the West Coast side.
yeah like
It's the
it's so
western
crazy how
side.
everything is super close.
Yeah, it's the western side of Washington where all the cities are like boom, 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 you know? But
Mhm.
like on the other side, it's like kind of
Why isn't
more
it just
country.
one thing? Like if they're not that far apart. Like, why is it like
You know what's funny? Because the fucking airport is Seattle Tacoma International too. It's
mm,
called SeaTac.
okay?
Yeah, so Seattle Tacoma really is to me like yeah, the cities is different the way they is, and there's like a little like there was some different sets and some different things, but it's the same shit to me. People
Yeah.
act the damn same nearly. You know what I mean? It's the same shit.
What do you what would you say about like to someone that's gonna like that would like move to you know Tacoma or Seattle? What would be like one of the things that you would tell them to like you know like give them one reason why they should like give them like all right three good reasons to move to you know Washington and three bad
Okay.
reasons not to move to
Okay.
Washington.
There's hella jobs here, so you'll never be out of work. There is hella fucking good weed. That's one of the best ones. And honestly, when it comes to the third one, it's a really comfortable place. You know what I mean? It's easy
Mm.
to like come here and get stuck here. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? And then the bad shit is motherfuckers are passive aggressive. It's very hard to make friends. And now the rent is shooting up hella high. And
Mm.
there's hella white people, so I'm just gonna add that on there.
So like, what do you think makes people like passive aggressive? Like, is it the Seattle? Is it the people that's actually from that's passive aggressive, or is it people that move there that's
It's the
passive
people that
aggressive?
are from here, actually. I guess it has to like. There's an actual thing you can look on Google and shit. Like later, it's called the Pacific Northwest Freeze,
Yeah, yeah,
and
I
I
heard
guess it
that.
goes. Yeah, and I guess just like it may have to do with the weather, people being in like half the time of the year, and maybe coming out later, or when they go around. Maybe they just fucking hate the rain and they're just in a shitty mood. It's the suicide capital of the United States. Like I don't know. I think people are gloomy and shit. But
Mm.
I might have to hop off this stuff.
All right, bet.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Are we gonna cancel this out? Astral Trap, thank you for pulling up. Peace
Hell
out.
yeah. Peace.
Hey, okay. Hey, 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 okay.